Hey everyone, I want to start a new series of videos where I talk about all my Punisher comics. I've got nearly every issue now of the original series and most of all the other ones. So I figured first I'd go over the original one. His first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. Now I used to have an individual issue of this, but I don't anymore. I must have sold it or something because I have so many of the reprints and all these different paperbacks that I have. So anyway, it's a really cool starting point for Punisher. It sets him up as a very unique type of character. Like, he's not the normal villain Spider-Man would usually fight. He's different. He's got, like, a weird, deep, like, depth to him. Let's see. It begins with he's working with this bad guy up here, Jackal, this green, kind of gremlin-looking guy. Let's see. The Jackal convinces Punisher that Spider-Man is a bad guy, and Punisher is an assassin for hire at this point. So he's going out to kill Spider-Man. He tracks down Spider-Man, and in the fight, let's see, Jackal sneaks up on Spider-Man, slashes him. Spider-Man, staggers to the edge of the building, and Punisher goes, "No, it's not just." And if you really think too deep into it, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, what's he care how Spider-Man dies as long as he's dead? The job's done, right? So I thought that was kind of weird. But you're not supposed to think too deep into it. It's fantasy. So, anyway, Spider-Man survives, but Punisher doesn't know that. He goes out on the Jackal. He's like, "You jerk." And he starts questioning Jackal's morality. I mean, yeah, the guy who dresses up like a green gremlin, you have to question his morality. Yeah, Punisher's not the smartest here. But this is like this is his very first appearance, and like compared to other Spider-Man villains, he's not like too goofy. Like compared to Punisher's later appearances, where he's a little bit more like grim, gritty, more down to earth. This is very cartoonish, and so anyway, he goes after Spider-Man when he sees that Spider-Man's alive again, and Spider-Man is able to convince him that he's not the bad guy that Jackal is, and Punisher's all ticked off because he got tricked. Then he leaves, and Spider-Man is left there wondering what's going on, and Jackal's like, "I'm gonna get him again." So yeah, it's a goofy little comic, but it sets up Punisher in a really cool way. He's such a unique character. The first time I ever saw him, actually, was on the Spider-Man cartoon, the 1990 one, on Fox Kids years ago. And I always really liked Punisher. I thought he was a cool character, and so being able to read the original very first appearance of him was so special to me back when I first found that comic for the first time, way back in 2004 or 5, I think. It was when the Marvel Legends Punisher figure came out, the one based on the Tom Jane movie, which I was too young to see at the time. So yeah, I'm thinking of going over all my different Punisher comics. I'll read a couple of them and do a little video like this talking about my thoughts on it. Now this one is kind of interesting because it's not really his comic, it's Spider-Man's comic. There's a lot that's just Peter Parker going about his normal routine and being Spider-Man like normal, and Punisher is just kind of there. And this was like part of a larger story arc with Jackal and Spider-Man. It was a similar thing in the cartoon where it was a larger thing with, let's see, there was Punisher and Micro, and also Spider-Man was dealing with something that gave him a couple extra arms. I can't remember exactly. I haven't watched it in a while. I have the DVDs now, so maybe I can talk about that too. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little video talking about Punisher, and uh, maybe I'll do more talking about all the other Punisher comics. I have nearly all of them, so I could do quite a few videos talking about all my different Punisher comics, and which ones I think are good, which ones I think would be a good addition for collectors' collections, or this and that. So yeah, see ya.